Good morning, guys. A great morning to all of those who tuned into the realest thing in the world. You know, I am filled with excitement this morning. Yeah, filled to the brim with excitement. And maybe a tinge of a little, when you taste something sour, like when you eat mango, and it's give you the EBGBs, or when you pee, you want to shake it, it's get the EBGBs. That guy. This morning. Ivrina, good morning to you. Rudy, good morning. Renika, good morning. Pammy, Paul, Nadi, Bibi, Renette, Rosemary, Abdul, Wendy, Susan, Errol. Errol, you said good morning 2 times, but you press 2 times or you little... You got dementia, second dementia, because like you just couple seconds before you forget and you press, or you're new to Facebook. Wahid, Chino, Nandini, good morning. No, Errol, you're gonna be sorry about nothing. I just fought you wrong here, but I know you're a big man and thing and you're a little slow. It just happened to me too when I moved from Mango Pelter to smartphone. Yeah, it just happened to me too. Don't you ain't sorry about nothing, buddy. You ain't sorry. I just fooling around here, buddy. Take it light. Don't get all worked up, you understand? Like when you drink your Viagra and thing kicking in time. It was this they give me. It's around tablet tower. I just pulling your leg, bro. I just pulling your leg. Yes, sir. See me. Devo, good morning to you. Yeah. So here now. I bring nothing in Parliament talking about contracts. Last night I sat and looked at it. Why can I, or how can I label or see myself as successful? Why should I be respected as an individual? Why should people look up to me as successful? When did I attain success? Am I deserving of being respected as a successful individual in our society? I watching at it and hear what I thought. I sit down and think about it. "18 months from now, when I complete the Bellevue project." Now everybody talking about, you gotta hear what the opposition leader had to say.
We are not against it.
Right? You gotta listen to the opposition. We ain't against it. But people who ain't got no evidence to show. Pass at my yard at Diamond and see how much I got and how much regular contractors have. Do we have the assets? Are we equipped? Listen to the opposition leader.
Private sector. We are not against a legitimate. We are not against the private sector. We are not against the legitimate businesses receiving contracts. We are against the manipulation of the system to provide PPP crony contractors who are ill-equipped and incompetent with contracts that results in wanton waste.
If you want to know what is incompetency, is a fucking opposition leader who can't stand in front of the people and says what is in his head. He has to read. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton, that is incompetency. You are subliminally making reference to a man who speaks for hours on a daily basis out of his head, just out of a management meeting of $1 billion company, runs one of the most successful media entities in this country. Basically, the opposition leader is throwing shades on me. Now, what is success and what does success mean in my life? Well, when I sit down and I think about the fact that I only not have a task of this unique contract, but I am going up against an opposition of a country. Ask yourself, which other contractor in this country would be under so much pressure that every parliamentarian during a budget debate had to mention me? Ask yourself, which other contractor? So when this is over, what does that make me? I sat in my chair and I'm saying, boy, are you man or beast? What manner of thing are you? Anybody paid attention to that? That by the time I'm done with this contract, I will literally be one of the most powerful beings in this country. Because listen to people's problem. Critic, me road na bill. Critic, this happen. Critic, my son get beat. Critic, my mama dead. No, me as the man will receive all these problems and try to help negate them. Not all me could solve, me try for help, me try for advice, so me do every day. As you know, I answer every call and return every missed call. No matter what, even if it's a cost you're going to end up get, I'm going to be honest with you. So I have taken on that. That is what has made me. Please say, well, you just answer, because that's the business. That's my business. That's what I promised to do. I like doing it. I have the capacity to do it. I stick with it. I'll do that for the rest of my life. Some are unnerving. Some people call an stupid joke. Some people call an insultive. That is not my problem. How you see me, how I treat you is my concern. It's under my control how I treat you. If I render assistance to you, it's under my control. If you insult me, if you don't like what I do, it's not under my control. That is your prerogative. You have the right to that. So me not go there. Now I'm saying, let's put things into its context. Look at what I am up against. You imagine a whole half of parliament, but 26 or 27, how much is the opposition? Everybody had to make reference to my contract. Now, when I would have overcome all of this, all right, it's like when you're starting something, people start thinking about the hardships, the pitfalls, the issues that are going to rise. You imagine when me start, all the piss, the shit, the crabs and the dogs fall upon me. Everything fall upon me. And one by one, I overcame them all. What does that make me? Who could talk to me by? Claudette Singh had one problem, election time, 5 years ago. Roxanne Myers Kitlo in field, Mingo tried for TIF election. They had one problem. They go to court. One problem in their whole life. Me problem is every god day. 365 days in a year. Been going on 7 years now. And I still there. Looking good. Feeling good. What can stop me, boy? You understand what I'm going on? Y'all understand what I'm going on? Here this man is, sir. Aubrey nothing.
And facilitating a slush fund for the PPP elite, friends, families, and favorites. Rich to the rich at the expense.
No, this is what the black leader in Guyana has to say. Yes, you must say. He is the opposition leader. He's the head of a pro-black party that tries to act like they're for everybody, but they're a black party. The only party in this country that is for everybody is the PPP. They bring in black people, they got Amerindian people, they got people of all walks of life in the party. Right? That is a matter of fact. Now, this is the opinion of opposition leader Aubrey Norton. But real leaders in the world, real black leaders in the world, this is their opinion. This is the opinion of real black leaders.
Mr. President, good evening. We've just attended your outdooring.
Now, bear in mind, the likes of Aubrey Norton, Kemraj Ramjatan, Rickford Burke, and all the other racist leaders that this country have tried to bring this man down by suggesting he was a racist. The funny thing is, misguided Guyanese would believe that. But when other leaders, real leaders, people who do things, Aubrey Norton don't fucking do nothing, never did anything. Aubrey Norton is insignificant. The name Aubrey Norton doesn't ring a bell on the international scene. You would not believe the name Aubrey Norton doesn't ring a bell in the Africas. Names like now Ali, Irfan Ali, and Bara Jagdio is known across the African nations. The name Aubrey Norton doesn't ring a bell. Nobody knows the boy. He's insignificant. The high point of his life would be like yesterday, babblings in Parliament that are scripted, most likely by him, but his memory doesn't serve him well. Because who has to recite truth? I could mention all the shortcomings out of my head. I know of them. While this man comes and speaks of crony contractors, there's a monumental disaster built by the PNC, the party that he is now ahead of. It's called the Durban Park, referred to as the Durban Park Cowpens. Was built and has caused the life of 2 people. They were murdered there. The place is that much of a drainer. People were murdered there. This man, Aubrey Nothing, this is the high point of his life because he's facilitated by a Guyanese parliament, But he's not recognized in the world. You will see what being recognized is like. Listen to this man.
We are not
Reading
against
from
a
a script.
legitimate business.
No, you ain't know where they're pan. You ain't know what you want to present to the Guyanese people. Come on, man. Mr. Speaker. Let me show you, Mr. Aubrey Norton. I would act like if I were in Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you and my honorable parliamentarians to be able to present my take, or the people's take, as it relates to the 2024 $1 trillion budget. It is sad and unfortunate. Through our eyes, we have not been able to see the benefit of such a budget to the regular man. This is what or how Aubrey Norton should be putting forward his agenda. Straight out your head. We look at this budget as a way of the PPP giving to its cronies. Contractors who lack the capacity or ability or experience to do the job. Now, it's the same thing he's saying. I just read it out in my head because I just remember what he said and put it over. And I could go on like that for hours talking about the issues. And let's say I was a government minister, shadow minister, and having to go up against Aubrey Norton. I said, Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity once again. Honorable Aubrey Norton, I must tell you, you have been found wanting. Your administration has failed miserably. The extent of your experience and the experience of the contractors that you're associated with is shown in the Durban Cowpen blunder. Mr. Speaker, if I might take you back to the promises of the now opposition when they were in government in 2015. None of which have not been kept on to today, Mr. Speaker. And I could go on for hours, not having to read a script. Aubrey Norton, no way, shape, or form, you or none of your ilk, as Jagdir would say, could compare to me. Not a Nagamutu, not a Kat, and Kat is a fairly bright girl. You got some fairly bright people. Right? But if you had to take 4 years of studying for come to this extent, a degree, and come to this extent, you all know what bright is. Because anybody dedicate time and energy 4 years and get a fucking degree could come after this. Anybody can read. I dropped out at the age of 14 and I could read. I didn't read since primary school. So y'all expressing a primary education with a degree there. Where's the application of the degree that you get? Show me. Listen to this fool.
Is receiving contracts. We are against the manipulation of the system to provide PPP crony contractors who are ill-equipped and incompetent with contracts that results in wanton waste and facilitating a slush fund for the PPP elite funds.
Now, what the opposition has never had is evidence. So as the president of the Crony Contractor Association, I must interject. Please explain, Aubrey Norton, what is a crony contractor? if you could explain to the people what is a crony contractor. So they're contractors who might participate in corrupt practices. But if you could explain to me it was a crony contractor, that would be able to help us more. Because the crony contractor don't build the road. Let's get the money and just walk away with it. Give somebody the money. Are there projects that you could identify that PPP crony contractors get, so-called crony contractors get, that they didn't complete? So the auditors, the yearly auditors, do you have some audit reports that would suggest that the PPP gave people money and did not receive items for it, like the harbor bridge, like the scale, like the many other things that monies were given for, and items not received under the PNC? That audit reports prove? Do you have any evidence that you could rely on, Aubrey Norton? No, you don't have. Says a gaff. I wonder if he was under the influence, because he's known to be in Bali and always got a quart and drunk. No. Victoria Perez saying, watch your back, Mr. Critic. They got guns blazing, pointing in your direction. All right, Victoria, don't worry. I can say, like everything else that I've come up against, I'm protected by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, by the blood of Jesus. Yes. I have not to worry, since I am one of Jesus' chosen people. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Critics. You don't see Mr. Norton brains are working. They got to get the next opposition leader. Enough of them brains are working and they're too old. The only body with a positive there's Ashiti soon with the league all will give a nice speech yesterday. And all them rest want to throw out and bringing young people. You don't know these brains are working.
I hear you, brother.
I tell you.
Safe. Let's go on to hear what real African leaders have to say about Guyana and our trajectory and where
Mr.
we
President,
are today.
good evening.
So this is President Ali receiving an award as a phenomenal from real African leaders. I listen to it. I just see my face, the First Lady, and I felt so empowered. Look at them. You feel like a positive vibes to be a part of Guyana. You feel proud that that is we president. You imagine Aubrey Norton was there with his dancing tongue in spirit. You feel proud, watch the First Lady, watch the President.
Mr. President, good evening. We've just attended your outdooring. Ladies and gentlemen, the very final award tonight is a Global Africa Leadership Award. It acknowledges a leader who has demonstrated exceptional leadership qualities in addressing key challenges, particularly in this case, in protecting his country from an outrageous and a very aggressive attempt at neo-colonization. In addition to the protection of his country from unwarranted foreign aggression. Tonight, the Global Africa Leadership Award goes to a man who has demonstrated unwavering dedication to promoting inclusive development in his homeland, Guyana, through the One Guyana political philosophy. which seeks to foster unity within his nation. Distinguished invited guests, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome and applaud the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Ifan Ali. And to do us the honors of the presentation, I'd like to call on the Prime Minister of Mozambique, His Excellency Felipe.
Where you get a sign from, man? Wait. How are you going to do this, man? How to do this, man? Who does come up with these things? You know what's the problem? Every time we go on the international scene, somebody fouls up. We don't notice it all the time. But the president don't get rid of them people, you know. The president need to get rid of them people, man. You hear the song they just now?
The honors. Shall we welcome the Prime Minister of Mozambique?
No, them people would never have that tune. Those people would never have that tune. Somebody had to get him. Let me look at the brighter side of things. Hello, good morning.
He's come all the way from Guyana to receive this award.
So, the president has been recognized as an exceptional leader by no less than African leaders. People who are in leadership position know the hardships of leadership, have looked across and seen President Ali's exceptional performance in Guyana and has now recognized it by awarding him the people who try to bring this man down are who are interested in being in his position of power. So it is not as a result of performance. It is as a result of the intent on acquiring power. That has always been ingrained in the ideologies of the PNC to acquire and attain power at all costs, even if it means killing people. Let's hear what the president has to say.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, President Nana and his beautiful wife, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, I am at an international stage and they have not introduced me from Ghana. Every time a Guyanese goes somewhere, he's introduced as from Ghana. And I'm in Ghana now, and I'm introduced as I'm from Guyana. So we're making progress. And I was told by His Excellency that I'm the last awardee, and I have all night to speak.
just a few minutes.
But I want to say how pleased I am to be here. And I accept this award on behalf of all our great ancestors who came from Africa and laid their bones on our shores in the name of freedom.
Bear in mind, President Ali is speaking and looking at this audience. Unfortunately, persons like Aubrey Nutting have not that capability. So you have to look at the men. You got to do a comparative analysis of the men, their background. Aubrey Norton has never made a speech that is representative of his ancestors. This is the second time on an international forum the president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, as of 2020, in his tenure on a BBC, this is the second time. The first time is on BBC when he was asked about reparations. He represented Africans and their ancestors. Today again, he represents. So very much deserving of the award.
Just to realize human dignity, just to achieve freedom from the worst system the world has ever seen, that is the system of slavery. And I ask all of us to applaud our ancestors and what they have done to create a better world for us. I come from a very small country.
Well, them white people didn't clap. Them too, they didn't like the gaff. The white people didn't like the gaff. They're a little uncomfortable with them. You know, and then the thing, because they still got the world might not know, or you might not be informed enough. There's still slavery thriving in the world today, and there might be more slaves than any time before, because our population, by the way, is greater than any time before. We stand close to 8 billion, people today, right? So that you must know. Slavery is alive and well. Unfortunately, many women and children are enslaved, right?
Of 6 different people, 6 different ethnic groups. A country that was divided by external forces. Forces that sought their own selfish interests and used what is the greatest asset of humanity, that is our differences, our ethnicity, as a tool of division. But today, I'm proud to lead a country where the people elected a minority. I am from the minority religion of Islam, and the people of that country elected me as their president. That is how we have grown, and I accept this honor as we now seek to emancipate ourselves, as Bob Marley said, completely from mental slavery and create one system, one country, one environment in which all the people must prosper, in which prosperity must come to every single home. And I would not leave the stage without saying this to all of us tonight. 40% of all the gold reserves in the world is in Africa. Who set the price for gold? 30% of all the mineral reserves is in Africa. And 65% of all the arable land is here. The next 2 decades belongs to Africa. It is up to ourselves to ensure it happens. Thank you very much, and I accept this on behalf of the people of Guyana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Shall we applaud him again? Dr. Mohammed Ifan Ali, the president of the...
So, there you have it. This morning, I'm going to be short and sweet. That was my interest. I don't want to overshadow the president receiving his award. This is something that should dawn upon us. This is something we should be proud about. proud of. Because as much as internally, while Dr. Irfan Ali was receiving his award, Rickford Burke was on a program talking about the fact that he got 20,000 people to come out in some march. Rickford Burke seems not only a liar, but unable, an ignoramus, unable to count. What 20,000 people he could get? The man went on a program, I said, Jesus Christ, he's bound to lie for anything. These are the people who suffer listen to. And we can no longer deny that is as a result of your environment and your learning, the people you emulate yourself off of, or the people you emulate, because off of is emulate. So the people you emulate, that is directly related to your success. So they said I was suffering, was listening to Bench Cap and all them, who's suffering mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Yeah, I keep following them. If y'all don't know what got y'all suffering, I will take my leave. Peace out.